Hello, everybody. As you can probably tell, today's assignment is quite different from previous assignments that we've done in science class. And so that's why we're going to have a video today that explains everything that you need to know, all of the instructions. Also, you can see typed up instructions on the Schoology page for the Day 18 folder typed right below the assignment. So we've been learning about the carbon cycle, how carbon moves throughout our world. And right here we have a diagram of some pretty common things in our world. We've got the sun, we've got the atmosphere, plants. Here's another little plant. We've got water. This part here represents water. The soil, some little decomposers like a worm, some animals of different sizes. And your job today is to create a diagram that shows how carbon moves through our world using as many movements of carbon as possible. So you can look back at previous assignments, you can look back at the Brain Pop, you can use Google to support you, but we want you to use this picture as your base, and then we want you to build it up into a diagram that shows as much of the carbon cycle as you can show. And how you'll do that is you can use the arrows here, or you can use the arrows here. I like the kind of shapy arrows like this. And I'm going to give you an example here that you can go ahead and you can put on your own diagram if you want to. So I always draw my arrow in the direction that the carbon is moving. So in this case, this bigger animal, let's say, consumes this animal. So that means that the carbon moves from this animal into this animal. And on the arrow, I'm actually going to type in here consumption, which would indicate that through the process of consumption, which means one organism eating another organism, carbon has traveled from here to here. And that's what you're going to do throughout this assignment. So you're going to look for all the different places that carbon might be moving. Here's a little squirrel with an acorn. How is carbon moving here? How is carbon moving in and out of this plant? How is carbon moving in and out of the soil, the water, the atmosphere? How is the sun interacting with all of this to show how carbon moves? And the idea is that at the end, you're going to have lots of arrows here. We expect you to have a minimum of about 10 arrows here. You can repeat some of your processes, but you should definitely have at least 6 different processes shown in your diagram. Feel free to change, the fonts. You can make things smaller. You can make things bigger. You can add different types of letters if you want to. You can change the color of your arrows. You could have like all of your consumption arrows be the same color. You could have all of your other arrows, I won't give anything away, different colors if you want to, so be creative with it. And the other thing is that you are absolutely permitted to find images on Google and add them to this diagram. Let's say that you know that there's a way carbon moves in our world, but it's not really shown here and you want to show that. So you could go over to Google and you could type picture of whatever and copy that picture, paste it onto here, and then add arrows to and from that picture. So we want you to make this yours. We want you to make it as unique as possible, showing us that you understand these different steps of the carbon cycle and how carbon moves through our world. So again, we expect you to have at least a minimum of 10 total arrows showing at least 6 different processes here in your diagram, and feel free to use whatever resources you need to. Just remember that you should also be able to explain your diagram. So not only do you need to make it, but if I were to video message you and I said, why did you put this arrow here? Can you explain to me what that process is? You should also be able to do that. Okay. I believe that is everything. When you are done, just like with a Google board, please don't forget to go and press submit over on Schoology. That's really important that you go push submit when you are done. Okay, thank you for watching and good luck on today's assignment.